learn something from Bob and from Frank and from me.
Don't do what I did.
Which is what?
Everything.
All right, we're live. Hello, welcome to our audience. Today we will discuss what to do with your life.
Oh, we're going to watch this
Hardest language to spell? Oh, how about this? How about this? How much money can you earn with that?
He can earn a lot of money.
Because he's teaching?
Yeah.
Well, he's teaching.
It's all about the money with your dad. All he cares about is money, money, money.
I've been homeless 5 times.
Yes, that's why he makes so much money.
That's why I need to learn how to earn money. So I don't have to live on the street
You should
anymore.
learn how to build a home.
Yeah. Sleep again. Sleep round 2.
Sleep?
No, what did you say?
I said I'm going to go see if I got
Oh.
Oh.
I'm waiting for the Walmart people to arrive.
Well, that's great learning that, though. Like I said, this guy I knew, he worked at Montgomery Ward.
Mm-hmm.
He works on the computer at Montgomery Ward and plus worked on his computer at home.
Yes.
He did a couple of days a week. Stayed home and he got paid for it.
Put that down and tell me what that is called.
Smartphone.
No, I'm talking about what Bob just mentioned, going home and working at home. That's called telecommuting. You're far away. You don't have to go because you're in the kitchen of your house, you know.
That's great.
Like Bob said, that beats digging with a shovel or working outside with 10-degree weather.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there. Say you're driving a car and the car stalls out there and it's out someplace where you don't know where you're at. The weather's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, your computer can get knocked out at home, you know, if the weather really is bad. Mm-hmm. But hell, that can happen to the company too. So, you know. But that was a great job this friend of mine had. Yeah. Half the time at the job and the other half at home.
Mm-hmm. That's a sense of freedom, you know.
Look at the kitten, he's following me. He's like,
I don't know if he had a top-rated computer at home or not. I have no idea. But it did the job.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I say, he was still working for that company at Montgomery Ward. And that's a big place, Montgomery Ward. They're all over the United States.
Montgomery Ward.
Of course, they didn't pay their workers much money. I knew people that used to do stock work and sales. Montgomery Ward, they were cheap. That's why they were so big.
Well, we might start manufacturing charcoal then. We just need to go find 2 steel drums. One? The first method then.
come back.
You know, keep up learning all you can about that computer stuff. Once you learn, it beats working with a bad back out in the street, digging ditches and stuff like that. Of course, you can have a bad back on the computer, but at least it's an easier pain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No scratchy scratch.
Being an instructor is no good. Sometimes you get lousy students,
Mm-hmm.
and even when they want to learn, sometimes they're arrogant. You could do without that.
Yeah, you know
Teaching
what
is
he's
a-
talking about?
Teaching is a rough job.
Well, you could make it so that the students that don't want to learn are just booted out the door, you know?
Unless you can get into their head and say, hey, this is the way to go.
Yes.
And it can be the way to go. It's just the problem is that either they don't want to learn or they're just there because their parents sent them or whatever. You know? Or they thought it was too easy to learn you know, they figured the easy way to make $1, and they found out it's not easy learning computers. Just to operate a computer. I'm not talking about fixing it. That's money in fixing them too. The best thing in life, mijo, is getting a job that you like and it pays well also. You can get a job that you like, but a lot of times they don't pay well. Sometimes you got to look.
Yeah, I like cutting trees, but there's the danger, like if I get a big one, then it falls into the house and things like that. So like I just stay with the small trees for now. In fact, some people might say, well, they could do it themselves, and they've never cut a tree. The ones I cut, you know.
Yeah.
I remember the first one I cut for. Remember his name, the gentleman by Wendy's. Remember him?
No. I remember him, but I don't remember.
Remember that tree? It was as tall as I was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? It's already dead. You can just kick this thing over. Want to go outside, my dear? Anybody could do that tree. The rest
Sometimes
of them.
sometimes you can get a good paying job, but the trouble is sometimes that job is on the other side of a bad neighborhood. You have to go through it to go home. The only cure I know for that is to get an apartment near the job instead of going through a bad neighborhood to go home.
Écoutez.
Yeah.
Oh, you invented the abdominal computer workout. Uh-oh. Can you give me a tissue, son? For the cat?
Boom.
No, a tissue, a real one. No, it's in the kitchen.
Yeah, I thought guys had good jobs, but they had to go through
Just
bad
one.
neighborhoods.
Alright, take care of them.
Both ways on the train
Mm-hmm.
to the job and back home,
Danger.
especially at night.
Yes.
I never said to him, why don't you live near the job, find an apartment near me? But it never dawned on me to say that to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, instead of that aggravation going through a neighborhood on an L train where everybody's all black people and you're white, they're Spanish, and you got to go through all that.
Just to get to work.
That's not worth it. But I never said that. Getting a little apartment for himself, if he could. I wasn't thinking at that time about that. But that is the answer, if you can find an apartment near your job. One thing wrong with that, they'll stick you on a job where they want you to be there practically there instead of your own apartment. Because I've known guys that live right next to their job. And where are they at there at the company?
Working too many hours.
Sure, they're making money, but still, they weren't executives or anything. They weren't making that big bucks. I don't know. So the little guy, no matter how much he makes, the taxes go up on him the more he makes. He's practically working for free.
Another word for it I heard on the radio is the golden handcuffs. You've got gold, but you can't do anything with it. You're stuck. The job owns you instead of you having freedom to have a garden or whatever you want to do with your time.
Sometimes you can have a great job someplace, but the trouble is you got to go through a bad neighborhood to work and to go back home. That's the only big problem, unless you have a car. But you still got to go through the neighborhood with a car, even with a car.
Well, going through is maybe not as dangerous, but where you park the car.
Yeah, that's true.
They break your windows.
Yeah, that too. But you try not to think about things like that happening. Sometimes a job can be good and sometimes bad. And sometimes it can be a little bit of both. There was an office guy, he likes talking to us. I was running machines. There was two big machines at this company that I worked on. He'd come back there. He was one of those office guys, pretty big, but he acted like a joke. Well, I was having trouble with a woman, and evidently she was pouring her out to her again. The one I used to go out with at the time, she was a pest.
Yeah, there's so much stress that we can take after it's too much stress.
Well, I had a good job, man. Shoot, but eventually I quit. I said, "Oh, to hell with this."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Well, that's what I like about Pedro Peca. I think that's his name. He went to Madagascar,
Yeah.
but he said that there was so much poverty there,
Yeah.
and his father had trained him to be a carpenter.
Yeah.
So he said, with the carpenter, wherever you look, you find work. And I need to fix that. I need to fix that.
Yeah.
So
but
he
they
built
pay
houses
to be
and
fixed. That's the problem. If you're in that business, yeah, I could fix that. I think I can. But then again, the public wouldn't. Whoever needs a job done doesn't have the money to have it fixed. That's the big problem.
that's like Don Omar. He was telling me about another mechanic. He said he didn't have he went for one simple thing.
Yeah.
And the mechanic said, "Look at this.
Yeah.
That's $800 right there, just on the other part."
Yeah.
So then he loaned. He gave him credit. He says, "Okay, just pay me every month. You know, how much can you pay me today? And I'll fix it for you." And so that's
you have
credit.
the money to buy the tools to get into that trade, fixing cars. Not
Well,
cheap.
I've been getting tools, but I gotta be careful. You know, like with tree cutting tools and stuff. Yes, the electric chainsaw will take me an hour.
You need to learn how to operate them correctly.
The electric one takes me an
Or
hour.
either wrecking the thing you're cutting or even cutting yourself. You gotta know.
Now the gas chainsaw, that cuts my work in half. You know, minutes.
Yeah.
Where it used to take me an hour,
Yeah.
now it takes me a few minutes.
I think every guy should have a course before they buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
Any car.
Yes.
Even a car for the first time. Learn all the mechanics of how to fix the car themselves.
Or at least know what's wrong. Yeah,
But
that would be great.
I don't think nobody really does that.
They used to.
I
'Cause
mean,
the
all
cars,
they know is going to the gas station, maybe they know how to put gas in their car, maybe knows how to put oil in the engine, but that's about it. Or maybe changing a tire.
Mhm.
That's it.
Mhm.
Most guys don't know anything more than that.
Mhm. But it used to be that, at least in Honduras, when my grandpa was a child, he didn't start learning to use a car by grabbing the steering wheel.
Yeah.
No, go put air in the tire. Go take that tire off. You know, he
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
learn
yeah.
how to at least change a tire, but he was able to do other things. Like he didn't have electricity in the house, so he put the car battery with a wire. And that's how we had one light bulb in the house from the car battery. And he had to keep track of how long. Okay, I'll turn off the light at such and such a time. But he was the only one with electricity and you know, perhaps for miles.
I'll tell you the worst thing that ever happened to me about cars. Putting air in a car tire. And I was filling the thing with air, and somebody said something, and I turned around and talked, and next thing I know, I should have took the hose out of the tire.
Right.
Next thing you know, boom, big explosion.
Yeah.
Man, I was lucky that I had hearing after that.
Yes, of course.
Whoa. I mean, the car literally exploded, man.
And
I
it
laugh now, but at the time I wasn't laughing.
Well, the good
Scared
thing
the
is
hell out of me,
it blew you away from the car too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it could have landed on you.
Mm.
No?
Yeah, that's true. But
Or just on your
still
foot.
and all, though. It shouldn't have happened. Put air in the tire and the damn tire exploded. Whoa. I said, no more with cars. I've seen guys open the hood working on a car with a cigarette in their mouth, and I said, are these guys insane with all that oil and all that stuff from the engine or the motor, whatever you call it, and that cigarette is lit? They're out of their mind, man. And then all that flame shoot up and hit them or whatever in the face. No way. I'm sure you've seen guys smoking working on their car. Not all the time, I'm saying.
I did see that, and I also I opened a radiator when it was hot,
Yeah,
and the cap flew up,
yeah.
and it was like a water fountain that shot up straight up in the air.
Yeah.
But as soon as it did that, I was very fortunate that the girl and we didn't get burned. You know, we ran. As soon as it flew all the way up there, we ran backwards, and it didn't land on us and burn our faces or anywhere.
Fortunately, I've never seen a guy putting gas in their car with a cigarette in their mouth. I've seen them smoke walking up to the gas station, up to the pump. Of course, they put it out, but still and all. And I said to myself, man, if they'd have walked right up there with the gas tank open and the pumping gas in there and a cigarette in their mouth, the whole place would have went. Gas station and them and the car. Wow. Some people, I don't know what they're thinking about, man, putting gas in with cigarette in their mouth. Man, whoa. Well, we all do stupid things at times. We cross streets. I know you have, and I have crossed streets without looking to see where the traffic is. Next thing you know, you feel that breeze going across your nose. I laugh now, but I wasn't laughing then when that happened to me. Shoot. Or run across the highway. Have you ever done that? I've done that. And man, I was kissing the ground. It was, what was it, in Chicago? I think the Expressway 41, I think it was. I went from one side of the road to way over to the other side.
Wow.
I don't know how I made it. It was at nighttime too, man.
Wow.
I mean, man, I was kissing the ground when I hit it. I forgot, what was the reason I ran across the highway? The car broke down or it was something. I forgot what it was. But I said to myself, I was the luckiest person on the planet at that time. Man. I don't know how. Man, you could see all them cars going by with the lights on, you know, at nighttime. Whoa. This kid ain't doing that no more. Oh, no. It's like standing on that corner, taking the stuff to go off the corner to go on the other side. All of a sudden, you back up and you feel the breeze of the car going by you. Ever had that happen to you? Everybody has that at one time or another in their life. Make a mistake without thinking. You feel the car breeze going by your nose, man. Oh, shoot. It sounds funny now, but it ain't funny at the time. Oh, God. It's like going swimming. You think you're swimming at a decent level of water. You dive in, and before you know it, you're hitting the bottom of where the water is supposed to be. That can happen, too.
I've always been very careful in the swimming pools or in water.
Yeah.
Like I walked in instead of jumping in.
Yeah. Hey, some waters fool you. You say to yourself, I thought this was the shallow part, and man, it was deep, right next to the rocks. I said, whoa. And I don't know how to swim.
So you just
Never learned.
held on to the rocks. But
Yeah,
they're
that's
slippery.
it.
They're slippery.
Well, some rocks have
So you can
like
grab.
wood, like a fence up against the rocks.
Yes.
But not all of them do. I was afraid of drowning. No way. That's why I never liked going on boats. Especially rowboats. Well, one time we almost went over on a rowboat. No more rowboat rides for me. Hey, you gotta be strong, man. Rowing. Yeah. You ever did that?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if it's mild out, it's okay, but if it's a little windy, it's work. Where'd our son go? Where'd he go? Probably watching TV in the other room or something. No, he's got this one on.
No, he's probably in another room for a reason.